Hi guys, SkyPoint here. I've been looking forward to today's video for quite a while. I'm going to be showing you a deck that I made, and then I'm going to show you one of my favorite battles that really showcases the deck in action. Now, this is one I've been looking forward to for a long time. Not only have I put together what I feel is kind of a workable Kor Phaeron deck, I'll talk about that in a moment, but also this is one of the few decks I've made where I'm really happy with how the mission card works in that, and how I can actually manage to pull off the mission pretty regularly. Alright, let's take a look at this. The Warlord is Kor Phaeron, and just wanted to show you the stats I've had with him so far. So 28 matches and I won 15. This is mostly around like low Terra, high Mars. I've been going up and down a bit. So I've averaged more than a 50% win rate, and so I'm rising slowly with this deck. And sometimes I've got long streaks of wins. I've had a few short streaks of losses as well, sometimes in between. So the deck is fun. It's not necessarily the optimum deck, but if you have Kor Phaeron and you want to try him out, stay with me here. Alright, so let's talk about this a little. So the two elements are obviously Kor Phaeron and the mission, so I'll go through those. Kor Phaeron himself is a epic warlord, so he's got 35 health and 2 attack. He does have low initiative, but he has this neat little ability, put in play a random 2-cost cultist. And there's a lot of 2-cost cultists now, so if I was just to search for that, here we go. Cultist Acolyte, Fire Cultist, Horus Occultist. Horus Occultist is one of my favorites. Righteous Zealots is a pretty useful one, and then there's a bunch of these other guys. So let's just quickly go back and look at the cards here again. So a neat little ability. It's a shame about his low initiative. It means you're pretty much always going second. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is the mission card, Chosen of the Gods. So, for this mission, you need to have a friendly troop destroy another friendly troop 4 times, and then you get Voice of Truth. And what is Voice of Truth? It's a tactic, and once that's put in play, for the rest of the match, at the end of each of your turn, your Warlord will put in play a random lesser demon. And they're all pretty useful in some way, shape, or form, so it's actually a really good ability, especially if you manage to get it played late in the mid game. Alright, so let's go back to looking at that mission. So as I said, to trigger it, a friendly troop has to destroy another friendly troop, and there are generally very few cards in the game which have that effect, but fortunately many of them are part of the word bearers. So you'll see that over here. We have a whole bunch of Astartes which do that. Gorlim squad over here. At the beginning of each turn, they destroy a friendly infantry, so that helps the mission. Holic support do the same thing. Ashen Circle has a rally effect which does that. Derenoth squad has a rally effect. Gallic squad does, Kurthus said does, Vandrak squad does, Kalim of the Anunnaki does, and even Mutant Astartes. So lots of units among the word bearers who destroy friendly infantry, and there's even a couple cards from the Chaos deck which do that. Draconian will destroy a friendly troop if you have, as long as they're not demons, whenever it dies, and Kenric can destroy a friendly infantry and put in play a random demon as well. So lots of ways to do that. So, why does this work with Kor Phaeron? Well, Kor Phaeron, every turn, can guarantee there's a target for destruction, especially with rally effects. Essentially, that's what this deck is focused on, trying to get the mission played as soon as possible. And the way we do that is, in the mid-game, we will use Kor Phaeron's ability and then play a troop with a rally effect that destroys a unit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 troops which do that. On top of that, I also have Gorlim Squad, and Gorlim Squad doesn't destroy a unit on rally, but if the enemy fails to kill all your infantry and Gorlim Squad is in play and survives until your turn, then he'll kill something. Most of the time though, he's useful for just, in the very late game, he's a body on the board and he generates a unit which another guy can kill. Alright, as I said, in the mid-game we're going to do that because it costs, for any of these guys who have rally effects, I mean these are 4, 4, 4, 5 energy, so it's going to cost you 2 energy to create a unit with Kor Phaeron, and then 4 or 5 energy. That means in your 6 or 7 energy turns onwards, you can actually use these rally effects. So what do you do until then? Alright, well that's where I have a whole bunch of cheap infantry. I've got a couple of the free ones, Wounded Zealot. Didn't have too many of them. I used to have some of the Imperial ones, the Displaced Populace, I think that's what it was. Let me go down and take a look. Oops. Clear that. Alright, yeah, so I think the Imperial one, the free infantry was, okay, Fleeing Populace, which I don't want because I don't want to let the enemy draw a card. And then Unsettled Populace was free as well. I mean, I suppose I could have taken Displaced Civilians too, potentially. Interesting. I hadn't thought about that one. Probably should put that in. Anyhow. So, I had Wounded Zealots. I took out the Imperial ones because the Wounded Zealots can sometimes be brought into play if Kor Phaeron manages to create... where's that cultist gone here? The Undercover Cultist. He's got Duplicitous, the enemy Warlord can't attack him, and for 1 energy I can pull out a free cultist for use later. The Wounded Zealots. I've got Arcadius to help with stealth enemies for late games. If you're facing a Warlord who's not really going to use a lot of stealth enemies, you can get rid of him. Borrowed Squad is great. As you put lots of weak infantry in play, he can give them a buff, and when he dies, he creates another infantry. So often I'm using the free infantry from Borrowed Squad to kill on a rally and then be able to count down my mission. Thessadian infantry is great for helping with card draw and working through your deck. Zesigal Squad, it can be food as usual for a couple other abilities from the Word Bearers like Sor Bakpal or Destiny's Hand. But even on its own, Thessadian infantry Zesigal Squad creates 2 Wounded Zealots, so you can use that to feed a rally effect as well. Then we start getting into the Astartes. I talked about Gorlam Squad already. Sometimes they will kill an infantry and help you out with your mission, but most of the time it's there for the free infantry. Sor Bakpal, he is just so good. You can generate so many demons from him under the right circumstances. Ashen Circle, Deneroth Squad, and Gallic Squad. These guys are the bread and butter of this strategy because these are the ones who are killing off units and then allowing you to trigger your mission. Camille is a great tactic. It's so important. It's good for anti-stealth. It's good for board clearing, things like that, so it's good. Kurtha said he will also help you with killing units on the board, so he's very handy. Destiny's Hand is your area damage. It also flips the tempo of the game completely. Architect of Heresy. Yes, what's better than stealing your enemy's strongest troops? Balthamir's Sword, very, very important. It's your hard removal for those difficult, tough enemies. And then lastly, I've thrown in 2 Dark Martyrs just because it is such a great unit. Coming in at 7 energy, they can be very powerful. And if the enemy doesn't kill them, they just get stronger and stronger every turn. Alright, so here's the deck. Let's go ahead and show you one of my favorite fights. So my opponent here is Kaifa Morag of the Death Guard. So over here, I'm actually pretty happy with my first couple of cards. I'm going to be trying to get Chosen of the Gods in play relatively early. And I've got cards here for my first couple of turns. I'll say I'm okay.
This is the beginning of wisdom.
But his ability, of course, is that he can create a Melvin
to
Squad.
a new reality.
Alright, comes to my first turn. So what I'm actually going to do is just spend 2 energy to create a cultist. If I had a 1 energy cultist, I would have played Chosen of the Gods and put that 1 energy cultist in play straight away. But for now, in my next turn, I can now drop Chosen of the Gods. I've got 2 points of energy left, so I can either create another cultist, or in this case, I throw out Zesigal Squad. Alright, so now I'm getting positioned. Oh no, he's got a Blight Grenade. Is he doing a board clear? That's 1. That's 2. Oh, and yeah. I think he was afraid of me feeding these guys for my mission, so he's just going ahead, getting more troops on the board, and throwing this out. Okay, that's fine. Not a big deal. We're coming into the 4 energy turn. So, what am I going to do? Destroy one of those guys. I'm going to drop Gorlem Squad. That creates an infantry. And I'm also going to drop in the Phaeron infantry. Hopefully, one guy might survive until next turn. Oh, this is going to be painful. Okay, so he goes, no, he really wanted to kill Gorlem Squad. Okay, that's fine. So, right now I haven't done anything for my mission. Let's change that. Ashen Circle. We destroy Phaeron infantry, so I draw a card as well. His units are getting stronger, but now I can attack, trigger the special ability from these guys, and that causes area damage, which clears the board. 1 point of energy left, so I'm just going to drop Arcadias. The Death Guard are not well known for stealth, so I think I can use him up right now. Oh my, look at this dude coming. Sergeant, oh god. Alright. He's looking very, very strong, but we're going into 6 energy, which means I can now start creating infantry and killing them off. And this is really important. I'm trying to get my mission completed here. Alright, so he gets, what was this guy? Captain Yu-Gi-Oh! In play. Goes ahead, clears my board. He's down to 3 health on that guy, though. So far, I'm a little bit ahead on health as well. Okay, this is perfect. I got another Ashen Circle. So we can repeat my little strategy. Destroy that. He's getting healed up, but he was close to full health, so I don't need it. Wipe out his most powerful unit. Area damage. Boom. And I cannot do anything else. He's just collecting lots of healing. It's fine. Alright. 8 energy turn, and now this could be problematic. This guy can get very powerful very quickly. So, I think it's time. All we're going to do is use Architect of Heresy to take control of him. And wait. Well, we can wipe out one of his guys. He's healed up to full health now, and I'm on 30 health, so we're still similar. He just has that healing guy out there. Okay, here's some poison. And as well as the poison, there's more frontline troops. Ooh, and he's fully healing Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright. I'm giving him bonus stats as well. Alright, what are we going to do? Wipe out the frontline guy. Okay, whatever. Now, these guys are going to die anyway, so I'm dropping Soar Backpack and bringing in Gallic Squad, who kills Merit's Mercs. They're infantry after all. I now have my Voice of Truth. I've also got a demon. So let's play Voice of Truth. And I'm actually going to drop Warlord Squad in the hope that they die during his turn, and then a Gallic Squad has a target to destroy and get bored. Okay, here we go. Defense Satellites. Killed 2 of my units. They're both Astarte as well as 1 demon, but that means I get 2 more demons back. Getting lots of healing out of this, but he was already full health. And bye-bye Soar Backpack. Okay, low on cards, but remember, I'm always playing a lesser demon now at the end of every turn because of my mission. Clearing out my board a little. Oh, it's cleaning out my board a lot. Okay, all I have left is this little weak infantry. Alright, so what am I going to do here? Alright, I'll bring in the Dark Martyr. Nice powerful unit. Create another infantry. And end my turn. Now I've got Castrak. Uses up his jam on Castrak. Brings in Favorite of Nurgle over there. That guy's becoming very strong and powerful. He wipes out the Dark Martyr in 1 blow. Lots of healing, but he's already maxed out. He continues hitting my board pretty hard. And is he about to create another front line? Yep, there we go, another front line. As he dies, he at least buffs up the demon there a little, but it's not going to help me that much. Okay, just a wounded zealot. So I'm going to create a cultist, drop the wounded zealot, bring in Gallic squad, and kill the wounded zealot. So I get ward on Gallic squad. And wipe out one of his frontline guys. This demon looks dangerous enough, he'll hopefully use this guy to kill the demon. Oh, look at that. Battleflies. Nice. Okay, the cultist is dead. Look at that, he's still on full health. Oh, that's clever. He had terror, so he doesn't take damage from hitting the battleflies, so he's okay. More front lines. He's got 1, 2, 3 front lines and a plague marine. Just Phaeron infantry. That's unfortunate. Let's clear out some of this front line stuff. Keep hitting those. Drop the Phaeron infantry and attack that last guy over there. Okay, and there's another useful demon. Interestingly enough, he went for the demon. Oh, I see. He's using the Plague Marine to hit that. Okay. And he probably wants to kill Castrak or him. Probably him. Yep. Okay, bye-bye. Alright, he only has 2 cards. Of course, I've got no cards, but I am making a free demon every turn. And I have Phaeron infantry coming up as well. Alright, let's go. Step 1. Phaeron hits the Plague Marine, kills him, and I draw a card. I drew Balthamir's sword, which is actually pretty handy. I can use that to destroy his really strong guy. Perfect. And create myself a cultist. And another demon. Hooray. Another troop. What else is he dropping? Ooh, Captain Volgard. This is problematic. He had terror, so he took no damage. Destiny's Hand. I don't have a great use case for Destiny's Hand, so I'll just create a troop. I can also bring in now this Wounded Zealot. See, I was able to draw the Wounded Zealot for free with the Undercover Cultist. And that has now given me Kor Phaeron. Alright, 26 health against 34. I also now got a Ravager of Khorne. Ooh, he's going with a big hit on me, is he? How much damage can he do? I've got 20 health left. I've got 16 health left. I've got 10 health left. Okay, this is actually a smart move because I cannot do 32 points of damage to him in one turn with what I have. Alright, so this looks like I've lost, but the Dark Gods smile upon Kor Phaeron. Tanish has sent Rhea the Seducer. I can use my guys to clear his board out, and as long as Rhea the Seducer is there, he cannot attack and kill me. And Kor said he attacked a guy with poisonous, so he not only died, but he got poisoned, so he died again on his turn. So I have a second demon. Which came just in time because look at Zerial's Storm. I also have no energy because of the maintenance costs from all the demons, but let's just go ahead and clear out this board. And now start punishing him hard. Hit him with all the units. He is on 8 health, 6 health. I can attack with my Warlord. And I think he's realized at this point that it's pretty much over. He cannot attack and damage me. He had just 1 card, probably no good. And the match is over. Alright, so to round off the video, here's that deck of mine again. 22 troops, very heavy on troops. The most important ones being the Astartes, who are going to kill units. And then 8 key tactics. I wanted to talk about 2 more things. The most important one is, what do you do if you don't have some of these legendaries? Alright, so if you don't have Architect of Heresy, honestly, you can put in whatever you like to replace it. I find it's a handy card. You could try putting in something which will be a hard removal type. So I think what I would recommend there might be either a Planetary Purge, which will do 4 points of damage, or potentially from the Imperial one, you could go with Aratan, because you, if the enemy has lots of units and one is very powerful, you can just wipe it out completely with Aratan. Alright, next legendary is going to be Kor Phaeron. So Kor Phaeron right now, obviously he destroys the friendly infantry when he goes in play, and whenever he dies he creates a greater demon. If you don't have him, you could try substituting in kind of the ghetto version of Kor Phaeron, which is, where's it gone here? I actually search for the destroys. It's Kenric. Either Kenric or Vandrak Squad, honestly. So they work a little bit differently. Well, they both actually have the work in the same way. First of all, their stats are the same: 6 energy, 5 attack, 6 health. 6 energy, 5 attack, 6 health. For 1 energy, they each will destroy a friendly infantry. But just Vandrak Squad will do area damage based on the health of that infantry, whereas Kenric Squad will destroy and put in place a random lesser demon. So both are viable options. They're just not as good as Kor Phaeron, because Kor Phaeron is a rally effect. You come up here, yeah, it's rally, so you always will destroy an infantry when you put him in play. These two guys have to survive until the next turn in order to put him in play. I don't really recommend using Polek Squad as a substitute, because their destruction is relentless, so they have to survive till the next turn, and they punish the enemy so much if they do survive and their front line that they're pretty much top priority to destroy, and with only 3 health they'll die before the relentless gets kicked off. So at least with those two guys I showed earlier, at 6 health they have a decent chance of making it. Other two options which you could use, I just don't like them, are Kalim of the Anunnaki, who has a rally effect. Comes in at 8 energy and destroys a friendly energy unit and gets a very helpful front line and fantastic stats. This would be good. You could use him in either your 8, 9, or 10 energy turn, depending on if you have an infantry already on the board in your 8 energy turn. You have an infantry you can play for 1 energy in your 9 energy turn, or you have 10 energy, you can use your Warlord's ability and drop this guy. The problem is he's very late game, and you ideally want to be trying to get your mission card played as soon as possible. So if you play him in your 10 energy turn, and you use 2 energy to actually drop an infantry for him to kill, you won't have the 1 point of energy remaining that you really need in order to play the tactic you get from your mission. Mutant Astartes is another option. He doesn't have a rally effect. His is a resolution, so you'll have to get through the enemy's next turn before you can play your mission card if you used him to actually get through and complete your mission. I just think that Mutant Astartes and Kalim of the Anunnaki don't give you good late game opportunities to put them in play and activate your mission. And the final legendary here, I think, was Sorback Pal. If you don't have him, honestly, there's so many different things you could put in instead. You could try to put in a removal tactic, or honestly, anything of your choice which could go in. For 3 energy, yeah, maybe a Kolic support, maybe some more Chaos Infantry, some of the cheap 1 energy ones. I mean, maybe that's a good opportunity to actually add in that, where's it gone here? That tactic down here. Imperial one, Displace Civilians, which will create plenty of civilians for killing. Displace Civilians is actually also great because it has amazing synergy with Destiny's Hand. That could be a viable option if you don't have Kor Phaeron. Alright, well that takes me to the end of this video. Try this deck out, or the closest you can build to it. I'd love to hear your comments and how your experience is. So thanks for watching this, everyone, and until we meet on the battlefield, bye for now.